5 acres, 4 acres of it was trails in the woods and stuff in behind. And we set up all these obstacle kind of courses for the kids.
Yeah.
We had these trails for the kids.
Yeah.
We had a campground back there like a camp.
Yep.
And we drew kids galore across the street from Peachcrest Elementary.
Yes.
Which is right across the street.
Yes.
Right down the street from there was Peachcrest, what was the name of the high school? High school there where all of the Chester Chambers kids.
Towers.
Yeah. Right down the street.
Yep.
And we drew kids from there too.
Oh.
But we drew mostly from the elementary school.
Yeah.
Because I was able to get their teachers to come over and tutor.
Yeah.
And to work. Because the day I opened, we had 200 boys. The day I opened. We started out first as a boys club, and then we became a boys and girls club, and then we became a corps. So we started as a boys and boys club.
Okay.
And I had 200 boys the day we opened.
Oh my gosh.
And I only had about myself, because see, my office was downtown on Bankhead.
Right.
But I moved an office out there because I didn't have any staff, to speak to. So I had to also become the director of it.
Right.
And then I got a couple of other staff from one of the other units to help me out there. And we started it from scratch.
Wow.
And they gave it history. They just celebrated their, 25th. This was back in 1973. Because I graduated from college in 73. We came here in 73. So this was in 73. So we didn't have any money. We didn't have anything. And we just went out and started it.
And it was under Georgia DH Divisional.
Yeah.
Headquarters.
Well, I worked I was a city officer in the city of Atlanta. I worked under DHQ because DHQ ran the city.
Okay, I see.
So it wasn't an area command at that time.
Okay. So is that the one that was the partnership with the Boys and Girls Club?
No, yeah, we are affiliated with Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
But that's not when you were the liaison between the Boys and Girls Club.
No,
that was
came
before.
Later.
Okay.
Oh, this is my very first.
Right. This was your very first.
My very first
connection with
Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
Wow.
And that's where I got certified as a professional Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
How long did it take you to get from Boys Club to Corps?
73 we opened, 74 really, because I came in June of 73. We opened in 74 actually, physically open.
Yeah.
First of 74. When did Willis and Barbara go there? Because they
at Peachcrest?
Yes.
That was 85.
See, they probably started the Corps in about 1980, 79 or 80, because I went in.
Okay.
I was there until 76. We became DYS in Baltimore.
Okay.
So I was there until 76, and then it was about 2 or 3 years after I left.
Okay.
Then they chartered a corps out there, and then they put a trailer. Danny Morrow was the GS and area commander at the city at that time, and he set that up after I left. Well, they bought a trailer and put it next door to the whole property we had there, and they converted it into a corps. That part is a corps.
Okay.
They still had the other part.
Okay.
And then eventually they had a capital campaign, tore all that down, and they put about, I want to say, $10 or $15 million into a huge complex, which is what they got now.
Oh.
And I was at the dedication of that.
And were Willis and Barbara the first people at that building, or someone was before them?
They were at the old, no, they had already left by the time they built the new building.
Okay.
They'd already left.
Who?
Willis and Barbara. They'd already farewelled to another appointment.
But the building that I was in with Willis and Barbara was pretty new.
Well, I don't understand. You say new. It wasn't a trailer?
No. It was the nice one.
Then they were already in the building then. Okay, so they must have been the first Corps officers in the new building.
That's what I think.
And that would have been about 1980, 79 or 80.
Well.
Or maybe 82, I don't know.
It was 86.
Was it?
85, like Christmas of 85 into 86.
When you were
when
there?
I left Temple.
You're right, because
I left Temple and went to Peachcrest around 85.
No, I was not. Well, yeah, that's right, because I was at DS in 87 to 80 to 90.
Yeah.
So you're right. You're right. So they were in the new building after it was already built.
I'm pretty sure, because it seemed very new and shiny and big
with
and
the indoor
beautiful.
pool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the present building they got now.
Okay.
It's a steel building.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a Corps officer? It's a Corps?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's a full-fledged Corps.
Okay.
Now, it's all black now.
Yeah.
It's 100%
Well,
white.
it was pretty.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there were Army people. It's sort of like, Lawrenceville.
Yes,
how
yes.
if you just draw from the neighborhood, it would be pretty
Right.
one way. But then there were like
You're not going to
people coming from Temple.
Yeah.
There was a big group of people
There
that were
was.
tired of being at Temple.
Exactly.
And we kind of.
And you all went there. Let me tell you something. When we bought that property and we started that build that program out there,
Yeah.
it was 90% white.
Really?
And we did a demographic study
Yeah.
to see where this was going to go.
Oh.
And the demographic study said that this would turn blacker, but it would be about 50-50.
Oh.
Now it's not. It's
No.
100%.
Right.
So.
Well, I didn't think it was still up and running, Peachcrest.
Oh yeah.
Because they
It's
went through a time.
full-fledged.
But
You got a lot of
time.
DHQ and THQ officers that go there.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's the place where Barb called me one Sunday morning and said, "Can you sub for a 4-year-old Sunday school class?"
Right.
And I said, "Okay, I guess so." Jonathan and Peter were
Yeah.
2 of the 5 kids in there.
Wow.
And after that lesson, I decided to change my major and become a teacher.
Did you
Yep.
really?
That was the.
Well, you need to tell them that.
I think I did. I think I have. It's an old story.
Wow, that's a great
But,
story. I never heard it.
Yeah, I took a picture of them. I don't know why. Maybe it was later. But anyway, I have a picture of those kids sitting all together, crazy little children. And I remember after that thing, I said, "This is my thing. This is what I want to do."
And that's
So
great.
change my major.
Isn't that
Like
say-
the next day.
Just think, I got
27
that whole and
Yeah.
they at the dedication, and I was at the dedication of that building. Not once did they give. They did give credit to me starting the work earlier on, but when they did the narrative on the history,
Right.
because they recently celebrated 25, 50, 30 years, 50
Yeah.
years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
One day at the Temple Corps, Lucy Langer brought this history narrative over to me
Uh-huh.
of the Peachcrest Corps.
Yeah.
And not once did they even mention my name in there.
Really?
Nothing.
You
And she
are
said,
kidding.
she said, you need to write somebody.
Yeah, they don't have it right.
Because Lucy knows
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
got it started.
yeah.
And she says, and you were not given any kind of credit whatsoever other
Wow.
having started the land. I says,
Right.
they have left a whole segment
Yes,
of history out.
they forgot a
So
whole
I did
part.
write.
Good.
I did write on it,
Good.
but nobody ever did anything. So
Yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Well,
I mean, I'm not for credit.
I know.
You know?
I know.
But I'm just
you
saying.
want the record to be right.
Sure. I said
I mean,
exactly. That's what I said.
If the
It's
story
not
needs
about
to
me.
be right, it just needs to be right.
Well, I said it's not about me. I said your history is not correct here.
Yeah.
If you're going to put this in the archives, you need to correct it. And so I did write the director of the historical center and give them the scoop on the beginning of that, because they're the ones who have the history record of it.
Right.
And he said he would make the correction, but you know what? You don't know that
I
they
know.
did or didn't.
So we left when you were farewelled from Peachcrest. We went to Baltimore. That was next in '76. Okay.
And we were there till '79 when we went to
And then came Charlotte.
Charlotte,
Then Raleigh.
and then Raleigh, and then boys
back-
back to THQ as the ATYS.
Right.
And there we stayed until 87 when we came to DS in Georgia.
Yep. Then you went back to the Carolinas.
Till 90, and I asked that I want to get back in Boys Club work.
Right.
And then Clay Satcher was retiring.
Right.
And that's when I followed
So
him.
are all the boys clubs boys and girls clubs now?
Yes.
Or there's some that
No.
are just
When
boys?
I started out with it, it was just Boys Club.
Yeah.
And then Girls Clubs of America was on the defunct. They were folding up almost.
Yeah.
So Boys Clubs of America got wise, and they decided that they were going to go through all of this rechartering to become a Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
We were already ahead of the game in Bellwood because Bellwood, we had a girls club on the second floor and a boys club on the first floor before there was even such thing as a Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
Okay.
So we were already ahead of the
And
pack
does
on that.
United Way run Boys and Girls Club? Is that
No.
their,
United Way, the Boys and Girls Club
they're
is
their own thing?
Yes.
Okay.
They have a corporation just like the Salvation Army.
Oh, okay.
And they have a southeastern region just like the Southern Territory. They're very comparable with their structure as we are.
Right.
But we are that looks like a pig. It could be a guinea pig.
I don't think it is.
But Salvation Army is an affiliate. We maintain the standards and the guidelines that Boys and Girls Clubs of America do.
Right.
Because we can qualify then for, if we become an affiliate Boys and Girls of America, then we qualify for a lot of funding that they can get that we can't get for youth work.
Right.
And I started the Boys and Girls Club in San Antonio.
Oh.
And it's still going.
They didn't have?
No. They had nothing there. And
wow.
we had a nice gymnasium and everything, and they were doing nothing with it. When I left there, I had a professional staff running it, and I had
That's what I want to do when I retire. I want to work for them somehow.
Listen, let me tell you what. They're building a new one up in Hall County, not too far from our house, Flowery Branch behind there. And I said to Mary, you know what? I might just go apply and work.
Yeah.
I love that work.
Well, you know, there's one a mile from here on Buford Highway.
Yeah.
A mile.
When I left, when I was at Bellwood, when I was the executive director here, I got an offer. At that time, this was in 1976 when I was going to Baltimore. They knew I was leaving in farewelling, and they were bringing in a non-officer. The regional director at the Atlanta office, Boys Clubs, called me in and says, "Look, we have a club for you." And that was back in '76. They were offering me $75,000 a year.
Whoa.
And that was in '76 to run the club.
Wow.
But, you know, God's called me, and I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, but I could have gone as a professional with Boys Clubs of America if I wanted to.
Yeah.
That just wasn't my calling.
Yeah.